20th over. Our guest analyst is Vimal Kumar, and this is the 20th over, 104 for 7. West Indies losing 4 quick wickets, but there's hope in shade. Right, Vimal?
Right.
Okay. So you'll tell us more about yourself at the end of this over. The left arm spinner in the attack, bowling from around the wicket at the Joe Garner end. Coming forward is Karan and playing it out through square leg, slightly backward for a single. He moves to 2 from 2 deliveries. 105 for 7 in the 20th over, having been sent in by India in the first CG United one-day international here at Kensington Oval. And hope there's a solitary slit, backward point, goes on the back foot and punches it down to the deep cover for a single. Now 36 from 38 balls with 4 boundaries. The West Indies captain, 106 for 7 in the 20th over. Jadeja in his 5th, and he has been the leading wicket taker with 3 for 29. On the front foot is a left-handed Correa, pushes it down to the short mid-wicket, and there's no run. He has a slip and a leg slip point. There's a extra cover, long off, tucked up and defending. Big appeal for leg before wicket, not out, says umpire Goff. Long on, deep backward square. There's forward square on the boundary and a short wide middle one. West Indies 106 for 7 with 1 ball left in the 20th over. Jaden Seals and Gudakesh Moti, the batsmen to come. And it's a sorry looking scorecard at 106 for 7. Here is Jadeja again and turned by Correa down behind square for a single. He goes on now to 3. It's 107 for 7. 20 overs have been completed. Hope is on 36. Jadeja now 5 overs, 3 for 30. Let's hear more from Vimal Kumar, our guest analyst, all about his life, where he was born, his versatility, every single thing.
Thank you so much for having me. And in fact, a lot of people back home are also watching this broadcast. Your radio is going live in India. So I must congratulate you. A lot of people are curious what I'm doing here.
So about how many billion then are we talking about?
My YouTube followers are like 300k plus. So right now, almost 300 people in India are watching live this broadcast.
300 million?
No, 300 people right now. But by the time we finish the broadcast, the numbers will be more than the people attending this game.
How long have you been in journalism?
I started way back in 2000, and then it's been nearly 23 years. This is my 3rd Caribbean trip. First time I came in 2007 World Cup.
107 for 1, and you're still a relatively young man, Vimal.
You can say that, yes. I want to be forever young. Especially when you are in Caribbean, you want to be forever young.
How have you found Bridgetown?
It's amazing. You know, Bridgetown, like for an Indian, especially growing up early years, when you think about Barbados, the first name which comes, Malcolm Marshall.
Oh dear. Well, right now, Yadav is bowling from the Malcolm Marshall end.
Right. This is a privilege and a special occasion, I must tell you. I would have never thought as a young kid I would be sort of commentating from Malcolm Marshall end, opposite and So that is something very interesting. And this is not just me. You know, West Indian cricket so much loved in Indian. You just can't imagine.
Okay, it's 107 for 7. I'm going to give you a little story at the end of this over. And you may be taken aback, but I played a part in making Malcolm Marshall famous.
Oh my God, that would be nice, very nice. And that will be some sort of breaking news for my viewers.
Yes, sir. Going across his stumps, big appeal for leg before wicket. Yadav is confident that he has his man, and they are going to converge and determine if they will go for, yes, the review as the signal comes from umpire Duguid. 107 for 7, 20 overs and 3 balls. What do you make of this West Indies batting?
I think they have been pretty disappointing. Like, a lot of people back home were saying why India is playing West Indies, they haven't qualified. Why they have played? This is a sort of,
Yes, as you look at the replay, Vimal,
yeah,
across his stumps, and so still waiting. with a lot of anxiety. 107 for 7. Correa is on a 3. And Hope 36. So here comes the ball tracking pitch outside of the off stump, turning and turning big. And review 107 for 7 and out right across his stumps. So the 8th wicket was down. West Indies now 107 for 8 in the 21st over, with Correa leg before wicket, bowled by Yadav for 3. Hope remains there on 36. And let's get a word from Vimal Kumar.
I must tell you before the story, Kuldeep Yadav is one of the most talented spinners from India. So much so that since 2020-22, he has got the most number of wickets for India, even outclassing a veteran like Ravindra Jadeja. If you look at his record, like Yuzvendra Chahal, the leg spinner, is senior to him, but he has performed. And since this is a World Cup year, he is going to be a trump card for India.
Yes. So, talking about Malcolm Marshall, when he was aged 13,
right,
he was playing for his school, Parkinson in the time, in a BCA Runner Tree Cup match against My School Foundation, which is the school which produced Joel Garner and Joe Archer et al.
Oh my God.
And I was captaining my side in that Runner Tree Cup game. I was the keeper, and he nicked, and I dropped him early in his innings, and he went on to score 100, and his picture was on the back page of the broadsheet Barbados Advocate the next day. This babyface guy, having scored 100, Malcolm Marshall. His games master at the time, by the name of Morris Morrison, gave him $5. He took a bus from the Pine into Bridgetown onto Fondabelle, had his picture, and that's when Malcolm Marshall was first heard of in quote unquote a big way.
Wow, that's something amazing. This is story. I didn't know.
Oh, first delivery beaten. There's a bit of turn as well. Moti, another left-hander in. 107 for 8. One ball is left in the over. And West Indies struggling badly after they were sent in by India here at Kensington Oval. The first CG United One-Day International. There are 2 slips and a leg slip, one from the attacking field. Short and pulled down to the short mid-wicket by Moti. Cannot score the end of the over. So Yadav now 2 overs, 2 for 6. Shea Hope, the captain, is on 36. 21 overs have been completed. 107 for 8. Brandon King 17. Kyle Mears 2. Alec Afanaz 22. Shimron Hetmeyer returning to the side 11. Robin Powell, the vice captain, another disappointment 4. Romario Shepherd no score. Dominic Drakes 3. Yannick Correa 3, and after being 88 for 3 in the 16th over, West Indies now 107 for 8 after 21 overs. Let's hear from you.
So what do you think? Is that lack of application from the West Indian batsman, or is it like there is something more in the pitch? You are a local guy.
I think it's the former, lack of application. I don't see any terrors in this surface here at Kensington Oval, and it's a matter of really going back to the basics, recognizing what you need to do as the captain, Shea Hope, is showing here. But with very little support, defends back down the pitch to the left arm spinner, Ravindra Jadeja, in his 6th over, 3 for 30. He's bowling from the Joel Garner end at the north and pushed into the covers by Hope. There's no run, a slip point. There's a sweeper right on the boundary cover. Mid off, long on, short mid wicket. And Hope lifts this. That's a fine shot over long off. That's a magnificent stroke for the maximum 6. Being signaled by umpire Michael Goff. So the West Indies captain moves into the 40s. Hope 42 from 41 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. And West Indies on to 113 for 8. Here's Vimal Kumar, our guest analyst.
I think, obviously it just looked like India will not find it difficult to chase as many ways, because I don't think they will survive for another 3-4 overs and the score is not big. But
Jadeja and again to Hope, back he goes, it keeps a trifle low and he defends it down to the short third man. There is no run. So West Indies 113 for 8. In the 22nd over, Hope is forward, drives it down to the deep cover for a single, moves to 43. 114 for 8. Moti to come on strike with just the paces. Jaden Seals to come. And not even at the halfway mark in their allotment of 50 overs. This is the 22nd with one ball left, 114 for 8. Batsmen having a mid-pitch conversation. Pandya, 3 overs, 1 for 17. Kumar, 5 overs, 1 made and 1 for 22 on debut. The 29-year-old is Jadeja's in. Forward edge and just close to the left hand of the slit in Shubman Gill. Exciting batsman he is. Looking forward to seeing him here this afternoon. Vimal, as the 22nd over has been completed. West Indies 114 for 6 to complete the bowling figures for India. Thakur 3 overs, 1 made and 1 for 14. Jadeja now 6 overs, 3 for 37. Malik 3 overs, none for 17. And Yadav 2 overs, 1 made and 2 for 6. Here's Vimal Kumar.
We were just talking about the love for the Caribbean cricket, especially Barbados, such a formidable legacy. When I remember when 2007 I came to Barbados for the first time, there was a billboard in the airport, and it started with a picture of Gordon Greenidge, Desmond Haynes, and the 3 Ws: Gary Sobers, Malcolm Marshall, Joel Garner, Wesley Hall, Charlie Griffith, and there was a one-liner, "Welcome to Barbados, where the legends are born." I have never seen anywhere in the world traveling for all, cricket matches introduction of a country like Barbados means the land of the Malcolm Marshalls and the Gary Sobers.
The 3 Ws, the greatest ever in the right excellence, Garfield Sobers, Sir Leslie Hall, Sir Charlie Griffith, Seymour Nurse, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, and the list can go on and on.
So has any one of them is attending the game?
114 for 8. Now, Sir Garfield normally comes around. We'll have to get some binoculars and look into the 3W stand. I know Harold is very good at that. Harold, use your binoculars and spot Sir Garfield Sobers for us, please. 114 for 8 as Pope pushes this one down to the deep forward square way. Obviously, and quite sensibly does not take a single. He only has Morty with him at the moment and Seals to come. The West Indies captain is on 43, 114 for 8. This is the 23rd over. And Hope playing a reverse sweep. And he's been given up leg before wicket, immediately reviews. Well, I'm always one who will remain a bit sometimes doubtful as to why the reverse sweep is played when a ball seems to be one that you can play straight down the ground. And what is your take on that, Vimal?
The dismissal, you're saying?
Yes.
I think it's quite close, and I must tell you,
Yes, so here comes the replay, the reverse sweep, and you're not seeing the stumps again. Hope well entrenched on 43 from 45 balls, plays the reverse sweep, and it looks tight. 114 for 8. This is the 23rd over. The bowler is Yadav in his 3rd over, and he's had a wicket in each of his first 2 overs, and that is looking a bit unfavorable, I dare say, from the naked eye looking at the review. Hope and Moti, as well as the Indian fielders, all waiting patiently, and perhaps Hope is telling himself, well, there is perhaps a bit of hope for me, but may also admonish himself if he gets out, having played the reverse sweep. It has been active, Vimal, for a number of batters, and looking at the ultra edge as Hope plays the reverse sweep. And let's see if there is a spike as they go with the review again. Another replay, 114 for 8, and ball tracking. Hope sweeps and bang. So
it could be 3 overs, 3 wicket for Kuldeep Yadav. That would be awesome.
Hope goes leg before wicket. The West Indies captain for 43, And West Indies on the verge of being bowled out here in this first CG United one-day international at Kensington Oval. 114 for 9 after 22 overs and 3 balls. Pope faced 46 deliveries and counted 4 fours and 1 6. 114 for 9 in the 23rd over.
Lewis is 121 against Australia.
I think this is terrific performance by all the Indian bowlers. Especially, see, we have been talking about Kuldeep Yadav and others who have bowled well, but I would like to point out the debutant Mukesh Kumar, and he comes from a very humble background. He comes from my state, and I know his journey. Bihar is not a very traditional powerhouse. It's not a state which is known for producing cricketers. Although Mahendra Singh Dhoni earlier was born in, because that state got divided and it became Jharkhand. But Mukesh Kumar, what a fascinating journey. This guy, Rohit Sharma rates him very highly. Suddenly, with Bumrah injured, Shami being rested, Siraj has gone back. And yesterday Rohit was speaking very highly of Mukesh Kumar. He's being seen as someone in Josh Hazlewood mood. Very much line and length bowler, can control, take wickets. And memorable debut for him. So very delighted. I think the way Rohit and Rahul Dravid keeps talking about him, I think he could be a serious contender for the ODI World Cup in India.
So 114 for 9. The last man, Jaden Seals, is in. Bats left-handed, right arm pacer. There are 2 slips on the leg slip. 114 for 9 in the 23rd over. And here's Yadav. Across his stumps, Seals defends it down to leg slip, and there is no run. Harold Eastman, our statistician, points out that the lowest total for West Indies, 123 against Australia 2 seasons ago. They are now 114 for 9, and we are referring naturally to Kensington Oval. West Indies in danger now of going for their lowest total in an ODI here at Kensington Oval as Seals pushes the next delivery from Yadav back down the pitch on the offside to the bowler, and there's no run. 2 slips, a leg slip cover, short extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, short, mid-wicket, and deep square leg. 114 for 9. 1 ball left in the 23rd over, and Seals edges into the hands of leg slip, walks away gingerly. And West Indies have been bowled out for 114 in 23 overs. Their lowest total in an ODI here at Kensington Oval after they were sent in by India. This is the first game with Seals, the last man out without scoring. Gudakesh Moti not out also without scoring, and 114 all out. We'll read you the full scorecard in a minute. Let's hear from Vimal Kumar.
Yeah, obviously, as an Indian supporter, I will be delighted, but more in this match, I'm more hurt. Like, a lot was expected that West Indies would improve. They would give better performance. Especially, I attended the Sir Frank Worrell, memorial lecture the other day, the 22nd, and where your Barbados PM so passionately she spoke about the pride of Barbados, pride of West Indian cricket, pride of the Caribbean civilization. And I heard yesterday Darren Semi was addressing his players during just before the start of the training, and he was just motivating all the players that even if we haven't qualified for the World Cup, don't worry. If we give good performance against a team like India, a lot of people take notice of that. But sadly, that was not the case, and I hope that maybe it's just an exception. Saturday, West Indies will bounce back, because the last thing we need is a flat series. There are a lot of things like time zone and all that, lack of interest. So this is the last thing. Let's just seriously hope West Indies, even if I know this will be like hoping against the hope, but let's just hope that maybe some West Indian bowler comes and just gives some, shock to the Indian top order.
So 114 all out from 23 overs. West Indies, they were sent in by India. Brandon King, Bold Tucker, 17. Kyle Mears scored Sharma bowled Pandya 2. Alec Athanaz scored Jadeja bowled Kumar 22. Sheho leg before wicket bowled Yadav 43 from 46 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. That's the top score. Shimron Hetmeyer bowled Jadeja 11. Rodman Powell caught Gill bowled Jadeja 4. Romario Shepherd caught Kohli bowled Jadeja no score. Dominic Drakes bowled Yadav 3. Yannick Correa leg before wicket bowled Yadav 3. Gudakesh Moti not out no score. Jaden Seals caught Pandya bowled Yadav no score. The wickets fell at 7, 45, 45. And the slump started with the 4th wicket of Hetmeyer at 88, 15 overs and 4 balls. And effectively, West Indies losing their last 7 wickets for 26 runs in a jiffy. Powell 5 for 96, then followed by Shepherd 96 for 6, 99 for 7, Drakes 107 for 8, 114 for 9, 114 all out. Hardik Pandya 3 overs, no maidens 1 for 17. Mukesh Kumar 5 overs, 1 maiden 1 for 22. Shardul Thakur 3 overs, 1 maiden 1 for 14. Ravindra Jadeja 6 overs, no maidens 3 for 37. Umran Malik 3 overs, no maidens none for 17. And Kuldeep Yadav 3 overs, 2 maidens 4 for 6. The best bowling figures by an Indian here at Kensington Oval. 114 all out. It's coming up to 22 minutes before midday. And Vida, let's hear some more about you. You said you attended the Sir Frank Ward Memorial Lecture on Tuesday evening. I'm certain that you would have heard the Honorable Prime Minister Mia Motley making reference to the fact that for a small island which produced the 3 W's, Sir Frank Ward, Sir Clyde Walcott, Sir Everton Weekes, and the greatest ever all-round cricketer in the right excellent Sir Garfield Sobers, and others which we mentioned a few minutes ago. This little island, 166 square miles, it has always taken a lead in West Indies cricket. This is a sorry state out of the World Cup in your home country. How down are you about that? How disappointed are you with the absence of West Indies from the World Cup come October, November, against the background that they won the first 2, and then, perhaps ironically, they were beaten by India in the 3rd?
I won't say devastated, but definitely deeply shocked, because Indian people have such a deep love, passion for Caribbean cricket, and West Indies is one team. Whenever they have lost against West Indies, they don't get hurt. Well, I probably apart from West Indies, New Zealand is other team. Even if we lose, we don't mind. With other team we keep analyzing and all that. But with West Indies, no. West Indies, despite India winning its World Cup by defeating the mighty West Indies at its peak, probably in 1983. And sadly, since then it has changed. But I must tell you, the day they could not make it to the World Cup qualifiers and they missed out on the World Cup berth, there was a deep sense of loss among the Indian fans, because it was just unthinkable. We almost took it for granted that West Indies are there in Zimbabwe, they will qualify. Nobody would have even thought of, even though if you look at anyone who has followed West Indies cricket, the kind of performance they have given, the decline has been quite obvious, quite apparent. But yet, we refuse to see the writing on the wall. So I think it's very, very sad, and it has taken the sheen out of the World Cup. That I must say, without Caribbean flavor in India, because if you talk about IPL, West Indian cricketers are a big draw. They keep entertaining, because there are very few cricketing countries where players come, they perform and they entertain, like the likes of the KL, the Bravo, the Pollards. All these guys are huge name in India. I don't think they will be mobbed when they walk in Barbados or Port of Spain or anywhere. But if they can't be walking in the streets of Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore. So that is the kind of respect and fan following the West Indian cricketer. But I'm sure, and a lot of Indian experts, whether Indian commentators, they are shocked. West Indies has so many cricketers. If you look at these cricketers are playing different leagues, they have great potential, skill set. why as a team in different formats they have not been able to produce a performance worthy of the proud nation?
Okay, well said, Vimal Kumar. You can email us at windyscommentary@gmail.com. And Tahir Bulia has been rather busy. He's a guy passionate about cricket. Send him an email, send us an email, windyscommentary@gmail.com. Let's now hear from Tahir.
Email us at windyscommentary@gmail.com. We have an email from Trinidad and Tobago. Zahir says, Barry, you're a long-time friend. He's listening to you and it's sounding good. Once again, West Indies disappoints me. I hopes before the game, I learned that Shebo are for West Indies when the game started, but now they're just that. Where do we go from here, guys? We can't be going back 50 overs. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, let's get Vimal's comment before you read us another email, Tahir.
I think that is quite right. See, winning and losing, we all know the part of the game, but this is pathetic. Let's put it very bluntly. I did not expect. I did not. As I see the kind of interest India have, if West Indies keep up, because it's all the way so far. I am the only Indian journalist who is covering this series, and when you come, what I would report, there is no lack of fight. Even if India wins comprehensively, people will not be delighted. You want a good match. That is what you want, at least. And I don't think Rohit Sharma and their boys, they will be happy, satisfied with the win, but they will also do the fact that obviously we did not even have to work hard for our win.
Tahir?
We have some emails in from India as well, saying that they're listening here live from all the way from India. So the commentary is definitely going far. So we have some commercials as well, so we can go to the commercial break now. The question is, how many radio stations will you bring? Can we ask that?
We're in commercial break. So I can just speak to my audience for a few minutes. No, I'm saying that I speak to my audience. Okay, you just give me that. तो दोस्तों, आप सभी लोगों का बीच में कमेंट्री चल रही थी और ये वेस्ट इंडीज़ में इन्होंने मुझे बुलाया, जैसा डोमिनिका में बुलाया था, और मैं अपनी ओपिनियन शेयर कर रहा हूँ. उम्मीद करता हूँ आप लोगों को मज़ा आ रहा होगा. और यहाँ पर देखिए, मैं इंडियन की तरह नहीं, एक न्यूट्रल इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे लिए बहुत प्राइड की बात है. और आप लोग देखो, इसको लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब करो. मेरे लिए भी एक अनुभव है, रेडियो कमेंट्री मैंने नहीं किया, लेकिन मुझे भी मज़ा आ रहा है. और आप लोग एंजॉय करो पूरे इसको. ये वेस्ट इंडीज़ क्रिकेट की कमेंट्री है. सो यू आर लाइव ऑन माई चैनल. डू यू हैव एनी वर्ड फॉर ऑल द इंडियन फैंस?
So 114 all out from 23 overs, West Indies. I'm certain that you've been following what's going on the international arena, and just to update you, in the fifth and final test of the Ashes at the Oval in London, 283 all out in their first innings. England and Australia now won without loss. And looking at the first innings of England, Zach Crawley 22, Ben Duckett 41, Moeen Ali 34, Joe Root 5, Harry Brook 85, Ben Stokes 3, Johnny Bairstow 4, Chris Wokes 36, Mark Wood 28, Stuart Broad 7, James Anderson not out, no score, 18 extras, 283 all out. Mitchell Stark 14 overs and 4 balls, 1 maiden, 4 for 82. Josh Hazelwood 13 overs, no maidens, 2 for 54. Pat Cummins 13 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 66. Mitchell Marsh 8 overs, 1 for 43. And Todd Murphy 6 overs, 2 for 22. Vimal, how much have you been following the Ashes?
We all, the England, Australia are playing, and what a compelling cricket they have been. We all were little disappointed because we all thought that England deserved to win the last Test match. It would have been a great, climax, what we say, fitting finale. but that was not the case. But England, the way they have been playing Test cricket, it is revolutionizing the overall Test cricket, and just in the interest of Test cricket more than anything else, I think England should win, because then it gives the message. Because if England loses this Test series, there will be talks what baseball and all that. Australia, they played old-fashioned cricket, gritty cricket, and they won. So from larger point of view, I want that England should win. At least they should score the series.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go back to Tahir Babulia for those comments. Vindiscommentary@gmail.com. You can email us, Tahir.
Yes, email us. We want to hear from you if you have any questions for the panel. Now that I see the panel of commentators here commentating on this game live on television over. So vindiscommentary@gmail.com. We also have a Shafet quiz for you. And the question of the day is, how many runs before this innings did Shea Hope need to get to 5,000 runs in one day international cricket? The question once again is, how many runs before this innings did Shea Hope need to get 5,000 runs in one day international cricket? You can email us at windyscommentary@gmail.com or send a WhatsApp to 253-4679. The question once again is, before this innings, how many runs did Shea Hope need to get 5,000 runs in one day international cricket? Email us at windyscommentary@gmail.com or WhatsApp us at 253-4679. The Shafet quiz of the day brought to you by our good friends at Shafet. And if you have any questions for the panel as well, the commentators, Lyndon, Barry, Keith, Vimal, our statistician Harold as well. We're here to answer any questions you may have. So send us an email or WhatsApp us, and we'll be waiting for you.
Vimal, you are ineligible.
I just wanted to ask, a lot of people are asking a question, why there are so few people in this stadium to watch the Indian team? Why were they expecting that this kind of performance from West Indies? That's why they were less enthusiastic for this game?
I think, Vimal, they are very distraught. They are hurt over what took place in Zimbabwe. I think it's a simple answer. West Indies not going to the World Cup has crushed so many West Indian fans. I'll give you an example. This morning I went to the beach, and while in the sea having a bath, two guys who I know very well said to me, I turn off now from listening. One guy, Jeffrey Morrison, said, if I need to get the score, I contact my cousin Johnny Dottin. The next gentleman, Sam Taylor, said, look, I have fenced West Indies out, and he is the guy who fences people's property. So just to give you an example, those are just two, because you had the opportunity to speak to both. There are others with a similar feeling. Fans who would normally come here, they're just turned off. And it's a pity, it's a shame. Again, you can refer to the speech by the Honorable Prime Minister Mayor Mortley at the Carefield campus on Tuesday evening on the Sir Frank World Memorial. And I'm certain that you got a lot out of what she said, so that you could send your stories to your many viewers and followers.
Yeah, and I was fortunate. I just requested Honorable Prime Minister that I wanted to do a small interview, and she readily agreed, which was a huge honor for me. I must tell my Indian viewers, they were surprised that a cricket reporter interviewing the PM, and she was so forthright. I asked her that, and she spoke like a true cricket fan, not like a prime minister. The hurt, the sadness, the kind of legacy you have, and you will not believe, I must tell you, on the behalf of billion people back home, that there is a sense of, such a huge, how would you say, it's like your friend not doing well in life. This is the kind of feeling. The West Indies is like a old friend, trusted friend. And even if you are doing well in life, your friend is not doing, you feel something, some quietness, the emptiness in your life. That is the kind of feeling we Indians have for the West Indies. More so, if you look at, so I just want to wonder, because I have been here following, because so much passion we associate with, so much so we associate with colorful crowd and all that. And that is missing. The Caribbean flavor is missing.
Vimal, what do you have for us now? Correction, Tahir.
Indians.
Well, I'm glad that you've introduced yourself so nicely. You are a West Indian Indian, while Vimal is an Indian Indian.
Yes, indeed.
I have become a little more West Indian than Indian because a lot of people are saying I've got tanned and talking like a West Indian.
I'll give you one little joke, Tahir.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I tried to find out where he was resident in here in Barbados. Where was he residing here in Barbados? And I'm told that he is buying in the city. So I made the comment that he has to be very careful. How are you finding it in the heart of the city? Where did you find that place from? How comfortable are you in the heart of Bridgetown?
I'm very much comfortable. I'm just staying. It's just a simply walking distance. Like in the morning, if I have to do my live chats, I just walk in, do my stuff, then go back, have my breakfast, then come back. So it has never happened throughout the world where I have been staying. It's normally a taxi drive. You have to go for half an hour. It's just like walking distance. I can just clean my tooth and come back, go for the dinner break, lunch break, whatever I want. This has never happened. That's at the center of the Kensington Oval.
And you're very close to a police station.
It is.
You have all of the protection in the world.
No, but you feel. See, as I was telling you, when I came in 2007, I must tell you the kind of. This will also tell you the kind of awe and respect West Indian, especially Barbados, have for Indian people. So in 2007, which was my first World Cup, I was 21, 22 year old. So I was saying, I'm covering the one day World Cup and all that. So a friend of mine called me up. You don't realize, mate, what you're doing there. So I said, yeah, Barbados. You say, you are walking in the street, the same street where Malcolm Marshall once used to walk.
Yes.
And then I realized, I said, yes. And I felt so, next morning when I had a walk, I was thinking, oh, this is the same street where Malcolm Marshall used to walk. Gary Sowers used to walk. Joel Gardner used to walk. Because, and I remember doing a story, 3Ws, that within a mile, these three were born. And never ever in the history of cricket, it has happened. Three Sirs, the three great players, have been born in such a short distance.
And very close to Kensington Oval as well.
Yeah.
There's a big gap over there where so Everton Weeks was. And then just up the road, you would have had Sir Clyde Walcott and Sir Frank were over by Bank Hall, the famous Empire Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had gone there, all these three places. I was working for TV station, CNN IBN at that point of time. So I went to all those three places, did my link, and I said, this is the places I went, and it was like a sort of pilgrimage for me.
You talk about that 2007 World Cup though, but I will always recall the Caribbean Media Corporation covered the leg starting in Kingston, Jamaica, and also at Port of Spain, Trinidad, where India played. And Bangladesh upset you, and it was a hollow feeling. Time your journalist corps reached Bridgetown, the look on their faces, because it was like all over so soon, so sudden, that must have been very painful then.
Definitely, it was shocking. And at that point of time, what happened? I covered few matches with India, and then I went to. I was following the Pakistani team as well. So I was in Jamaica, and suddenly the Bob Woolman incident happened. The day before he died, I interviewed him. The day before, his last TV interview was with me, and then I become from suddenly a sports reporter. I turned into a crime reporter.
We just had an update from our analyst, the veteran Harold Eastman, and he points out that play resumes at 4 minutes after 1. Let's go back to Tahir. 4 minutes after 12. 4 minutes after 12. It's now 4 minutes before 12. Let's go back to Tahir Babudia.
Thank you, Pete. We have a email here from Andrew Brown. I think Barca Performance is just going to public the Honorable Prime Minister would have sponsored 1,500 school children to come to cricket. And it says, after this performance, the West Indies team should be made to refund PM Motley. Push it. PM to come out and support the team for a match that will last half of the game. So the children can go back to sports camp, National Sports Council camp that they have. They will be disappointed, and now she has to find something for them to do for the rest of the day. Sad, Andrew Brown says. We also have an answer to the question from Sandra Holder. She says 69 runs. Answer the Chevette quiz. Unfortunately, Sandra. Also, she said said, Barry, how are you feeling after you made that ad that I am hearing, Barry?
Well, I mean, just doing my job scientifically, so that you really have to promote the cricket. We have a lot of sponsors and right now, if you go on any social, you see people reacting to the cricket. Even though the cricket has not been good, it still has support. You have to remember, if you have a fan, if you have the biggest fan of that France, does that mean that people will not go the next year? No, this is still the biggest fan you have. So, you know, yes, you have cricket that's going on, but at the end of the day, you still want to have people come in and you still want to have that league. Don't forget that with the Sheffield we want to announce our winner. Our winner today for the Sheffield quiz is Rudolph Clark. Rudolph Clark, congratulations. You've won yourself a Chico Pack, which is a Sheffield special. A what? A Chico Pack.
What is a Chico Pack? You got to give one to Bernard as well, and to Keith, and to Dennis, and everybody.
Barry, just one question for you. Is that Rudolph Clark, the former police batsman?
We're looking at the picture now, and it does suggest that it's Rudolph Clark, the former colonel who played for police.
A stylish opening batsman who hardly produced any runs of significance.
I'm getting that one.
And he drives the AG as well.
Oh, he drives the AG?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I didn't know. You have to share that Chico Pat Andrew with the AG. It's of course, 2 pieces of chicken, chips roll, and plenty of Coca-Cola or bottled water. You get Andrew. So Rudolph, you can have that Chico Pat for the weekend, my friend. Perhaps you can bring the cricket on Saturday.
What was this I remember Sheffield around Barry? You know, as I travel throughout the world with family, England, Canada, wherever, I don't even realize how popular Sheffield is, especially by children.
You're so right. I think with the children, it has a lot to do with the play parks. The food is secondary for the kids. The kids want to go to Sheffield before they play park. And then you have, of course, rotis and whatever else they have there. But I think it is with the play parks that has driven the children.
And there's one location that children know in Barbados. If you know all the locations of the Sheffield.
You're right. And how you know that? You have 7 children, so you have to miss it.
Don't want to make a plug for my job export Barbados, but we work to get Sheffield in New York. Support it. We look into franchising and send it to the world. Sandra Holden, she writes again, she's listening to the commentary while she's at the Oval. She's definitely enjoying it. But she says, Vimal, we have a comment for you. She says she's sad to hear you lament on the state of West Indies cricket, Vimal. I don't know, they're getting some popularity in Barbados. What do you think?
Before we go to the finale, we're going to just tease the Banks Bear quiz. This is now the Banks Bear quiz, so you'll have the Chevette with the Banks Bear. This is a question. Today, we'll give you, Vimal, you can go ahead because we'll wait till we have all stations on. But it will definitely be surrounding today's score. Vimal, go ahead.
Yeah, from personal point of view, I would say that last year I was here, 2022 series I covered, although I was not in Barbados. And this time again. So from my personal point of view, I will tell you, a lot of my audience way back, and they enjoy all the stories which I've been doing. I interviewed Sir Gary Sobers on the first day when he made Indian cricket team. And I could see the legends like Rahul Dravid, kids like delight on his face. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, they were all in awe. They are modern legends. But when they were meeting Sir Gary, and they were like, oh my God, a child meeting their childhood hero. So that is the kind of awe. And I was recording the entire stuff. And then I did not know. Sir Sobers was there with his wife. And then I just approached him, introducing myself that I am the only Indian journalist for this series. And I requested that, can I speak to you for just for a few minutes? You will not believe, he readily agreed. And I was like, oh my God, am I dreaming? Sir Gary Sobers, just one request, and he has agreed. I have seen, even in India, a lot of players who I know for years, I have to chase them. I have to ask for, so they will say, we will do it today, tomorrow, day after. Here, Sir Gary Sobers, he doesn't know me. I just put an 11th hour request. And I spoke so passionately. He spoke about Vishan Bedi. He spoke about Farooq Engineer. He had 86-year-old, quite sharp memory, talking about India. Then he spoke about when he went to India recently. Yes, you can see that story on my YouTube channel. It has been watched by nearly 500,000 people.
Well, I'll tell you what, Vimal.
Yeah.
This is the Barbados Cricket Association's website, barbadoscricket.org.
Yeah.
You can see the number there, 81,102. It's a record. It broke it. It was amazing. And the webmaster asked me what was really going on. He had to actually revamp the website because those numbers clearly came from Asia. The Indians, the only memory I have of such a comparison was when a Bangladesh A side toured Barbados some years back. And the interest among Asian fans, West Indies pale in terms of fan support when it comes to those supporters. So you had that two-day game down here that you referred to with Sir Gareth Sobers along with his partner Jackie White meeting the Indian players, as you can see in this picture here, Rahul Dravid. Look at the number there, 81,102 for that two-day game on July 5th and 6th.
I would request you if you could just open the YouTube. I will just show you the numbers so that you can speak to all your the viewers. The numbers, nearly 500,000 people watched that story. That was amazing. I never thought that an English interview, you can imagine most of my audiences are Hindi and they just loved it.
Yes, well, this is really very educational as far as I'm concerned, Vimal. Vimal Kumar, who is our special guest from India. Andrew Mason is about to take over from me. I've had an extended spell. They always give me this sort of job to talk to people, to question them, to find out about their background. And if you have 2 minutes of Andrew, I think you have to be very careful that you're not going to be arrested and taken to the city, to the courts. Are you fearful that if we talk to Andrew that you may find yourself across Corey Street?
No, I didn't get it. What are you saying? I really didn't get it that this is typical Bangladesh.
Okay, well, Andrew will tell you. Have 2 minutes of Andrew. Keep talking.
Okay,
Nice starting with you.
Okay.
Andrew takes over from me, so he will question you before you make your exit.
Definitely. So I really enjoyed this stint. You know, as I told you earlier, Barbados. When you talk about Barbados, this Kensington Oval, and for me, on my third tour of West Indies, and then covering the match as a journalist, as an author, and then sharing the commentary box with all of you. You guys are like, whenever I'm there at my place, I keep listening to all of you. So it's really an honor, pleasure, sharing my thoughts on Indian cricket.
Well, the first ball is outside the land, the offside ball by Dominic Dritz, and just played square into the offside by Kishan, the keeper, and the target is not a big one. India should go on to win this quite comfortably, you think?
I think so. This shouldn't be a challenge, and this is quite interesting. India has Rohit Sharma is not opening, Shubman Gill and Ishan Kishan, the left-right combination. That is quite interesting. Very few might have anticipated this opening combination, and it speaks volume about Rohit Sharma's leadership because he has sacrificed his position.
Well, Drake is in and bowls the ball outside the line, the leg stump, tucked off the hit, down towards the fine leg area, and just a single. In fact, we'll get a second as Karan comes across to his left to make the stop. Two leg buys to carry the score to 2 without loss. So what's the interest like back in India in this series? Is it large, big?
I think there is still, despite West Indies' average performance, there is still people were hopeful of some good shows, and that is what I can sense from what my coverage, the stories I am doing, the Caribbean cricket stories, the interview with the players and all that.
Here's Drake, comes up, bowls a ball on the line of that off stump. Kishan comes across, pushes into the offside down to cover. There's no run, there's a slip, there's a gully. I would imagine there's also a third man, cover up mid-off. On the onside, there's a fine leg, a forward square and a mid-on. But Indians back home are very disappointed with the way the West Indies are playing, you think?
They are. I can see the comments. I can see when I was simultaneously going through my YouTube channel.
How many hits you have now?
Obviously, nearly by the time this broadcast ends, at least 5,000, more than 5,000 people would have watched that.
Short of the length and pulled away down towards that backward square area. That's gone for 4. It was an ordinary delivery, bowled by Drakes. and Kishan into his stumps and just swinging the ball nicely down to backward square. That's gone for 4 to carry India to 6 without loss. How good is this young man as a batsman?
Ishan Kishan, he is a very talented guy. In a way, he's like what we say in India, he's like the sort of younger brother for Rohit.
Okay.
So whatever Rohit says to him, he does it. I will give you the example.
Here is a delivery which is outside land, the off stump ball by Drakes, and the man who listens to everything that Rohit says, comes across, allows the ball to go by to be taken by the keeper.
So Rohit has played a key role in shaping. He has been his mentor because he started playing with him in Mumbai Indians. So he started in Mumbai Indians. So for Mumbai Indians, he opens, but for India, he doesn't get too many chances because Rishabh Pant is the main wicketkeeper in Test cricket. So he was the second wicketkeeper, sometimes third, but he was always willing to take. So once the regular wicketkeeper Bharat got failed in 4-5 Test matches.
Here's Drakes, comes up now, both the Kishan ball, pitch outside land, the off stump, swerving away from the left-hander. That man allows the ball to go by to be taken by the keeper. The first over comes to an end. It's 6 without loss, which is the latest score at Kensington. A question for you: what's the most popular sport in India? Can you tell me?
You don't have to even ask. This is not even a question. I must tell you. This is not even a question in India.
Yes.
This is the popular sports in India. Just go. There is cricket.
And
Number
then?
1 cricket, 2 cricket, 3 cricket, sports as well. Because obviously, big economy, money is coming in the different games as well.
Here is a delivery, bowled by Seal. Jaden Seal is back. Good to see the man from Trinidad and Tobago. First ball is outside the off stump, swinging away from the right-handed batsman Gill, and it goes by to be taken by the keeper. A lot of West Indians like Gill. Tell me about young Shubman Gill. How good is he?
Oh, Shubman Gill. He is like being seen as the next Virat Kohli or Sachin
Really?
Tendulkar. Yes. He has not lived up to his expectation in Test cricket, but in ODI, like he had a memorable series in West Indies last year when he came as an ODI opener, and since then he has gone berserk.
Here's Seal, comes up now, bowls to Gill to this delivery, pitched up on the line of the off stump. You can see the movement across the right hand, but all smooth and solid and silky as he comes across and plays that ball beautifully down towards the mid-off area, and that was all about timing.
Very graceful, and he is one player, like even if he's a very modern player, but he has the technique and rated very highly. The Vikram Rathod, the batting coach, he has been working with him since early childhood because they come from the same state, Punjab.
Here's Seal back in the attack, on his way. Seals comes up now, goes past the umpire, final leap, and to this delivery, he's hit the ball in the air, but safely. A swing down towards third man, you get away with that. That's not a good shot, it was a swipe really, and in Barbadian parlance, he was swiping like blind elder. The balls came from the bat over second slip, down to the boundary for 4. So Gill is off the mark, 10 without loss.
And I must tell you one thing interesting. These two guys are very, very, very close. Great friends on the field, off the field. Wherever you will find Gill, there will be Ishan Kishan.
Oh, really?
They go to the same hotel, they go to...
Batsman that comes across Gill, allows it to go by to be taken by the keeper. 10 without loss. They are just 100 now and 4 for victory. And we see the Shafak restaurant rep who's come, Hillary. She's very much here as well. I'm sure you want to meet her. A very lovely girl. Yeah. You've seen several Shafak's restaurants also across the country. How many are there, Hillary? How many Shafak restaurants there are?
15.
15. Well, I'm gonna build a 16th pretty soon. I'll build it in Glider Gardens where I'm born. And driven sweetly, wide up and off. That's gonna go towards the boundary. Pull back just about now, ball pitched up by Seals and stroked by Gill elegantly. You want to leave your rice in peace. You won't leave your Shafak for sure. To come and watch him bat. That ball is stroked to me beautifully down towards that extra cover area. Back for the second to carry the score to 12 without loss. Can you do ball by ball as well? Do you do? Or you don't do ball by ball?
I don't do ball by ball. I am more like a...
What I can do, I can teach you to do a ball by ball. Do you want that? Can I teach you to do a ball or not really?
I would
You're
have,
sweating already.
I would have loved to do that. I just need to give some rest to my voice because
Yes, here's the delivery. On the line of the Alexa, bowled by Seal. Gill is back, pushes it to the onside, down towards that middle wicket here, gets a run. With that, he goes up now to make him 6, is 12 without loss. You do comments, you're not a ball by ball man.
No, I'm not, because I will like a broadcaster, TV news analyst, so I can go on and on analyzing the game for hours and hours. But ball by ball, obviously, I know that that's quite a different skill. You guys are master at it, and someday maybe, who knows, I may follow in your footsteps. But right now it's slightly an uphill task for me.
Well, it's up to 30 minute loss, and the second over comes to an end. But we really want to thank you very much indeed. Are you enjoying Barbados?
I don't have to say that. You can see it. You can sense it from my face, the happiness.
How was Dominica? Did you have mountain chicken there?
Actually, to be honest, I enjoyed the people. You know, the best thing about Caribbean is whenever somebody asks me.
Here's Drix, who's Barbadian. Outside the off-stump, Gil allows it to go by, to be taken by the keeper. Just your experience in Dominica before you go. Did you like it?
Yeah.
You stayed in Roseau?
Yeah, Roseau, and the people. You
Oh,
know,
the
very
people,
simple
lovely.
people, lovely people, everyone hospitable. You know, I was staying in an Airbnb, and suddenly one day I was walking just out, and then my neighbor said, "Hello,
Hello.
they invited me. Come,
Yeah.
share the drink."
Yeah,
And I was
really?
like, wow. And
Wow.
then we chatted about West Indian and Indian cultures or something like that. And I was an instant friendship.
Here's Drix. His 30-minute loss comes up now. Bowls to Gill to this. Delivery. Gill is off the back foot. It's the ball in almost into his toe, really. It goes down to backward point. There's no run. It's 30-minute loss. We're into over number 3. I know that the Indians actually found a chef, I'm told, to cook Indian food. Rohit Sharma got in contact with Vinod. He called me up. We called Lockhart Sebastian, the former Command Island Spear, and they got an Indian chef there. Did you know about that?
I know about that. You know, the Dominica was a bit of a struggle for food. And I must tell you that, like, 3 times a day, you can't have pizza, burger, and all the stuff.
No. Did you get into the Dasheen? Here's the delivery, which pitch of the line, the offset ball by Drake, and Gill looking a bit ugly. That doesn't really think with him, really. He's such an attractive player, but he played across the inside edge of the pitch, and it goes by to be taken by the bowler, and the score's kept in 31 lost. You're making a comment before you
Yeah.
go.
I was lucky that I had an Indian doctor there.
Oh,
He
you
came
did?
for the practice session. So first thing I did ask that, can you just provide me some Indian food? And he happily agreed. And so I had no problem with the Indian food.
Okay, so you found someone, so you got Indian food there, lovely.
Indian food is like rice, and
Okay.
then
Here's a ball pitched up by Dominic Drix, pushed out towards that cover area. There's a run. So Indian food is like rice and what?
rice, dal,
Dal, yes.
and chapati.
Okay, how's dal made?
Dal, how do I explain? I don't know how to explain that.
Can you make it though? You don't look like a cook to me.
I can make tea. So I have
You
my
can make tea?
I have
Really?
I will, if you come, walk across,
Yes.
I will make a special tea, Indian tea.
Indian tea?
The only thing which I carry in my bag whenever I travel abroad is that Indian tea.
Here's Drix in bowls to Gill. Gill gets one down the leg side, called a wide by the umpire, 30-minute loss. So you have some Indian tea for me?
Yeah. I will have for you. So whenever there is a break, maybe you
Is there any sugar in your Indian tea?
no.
40-minute loss, but it's really good to have you. I know you're going to enjoy, but this is crop over time now. Do you like partying, or you're not a party man?
I would have loved to, but I hardly have any time. If you can take me along with some of your friends, I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind.
Well, here is Drix comes in, both to Gill. Gill gets one down the leg side. Again, it's going to be called a wide. There's something called a shafek roti. Now, the lady behind there, Hillary, she's going to provide you with a shafek roti.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Right. Okay. So Barry's going to do the introduction, and she's going to give you a shafek roti. But you enjoying the Barbadian food, are you?
Definitely. My host.
Have you had any roti since you've been here?
I had the Trini roti just outside. One of my friends took me there.
Barry Wilkinson can tell us if there's some good Indian restaurants in Barbados. There are very good restaurants, Indian style. He tell us in a minute. Drake's is in, balls outside the off stump. That's pretty close to wide, as Gill allows it to go by to be taken by the keeper. Barry, have you got the mic to tell us if there are any good Indian restaurants? Or Hillary, can she tell us?
With an Indian, to hear who's
Yeah.
what are the other ones?
Good Indian restaurants in Barbados?
Promotion.
No, not at all. It's fine.
There's many Indian restaurants in Barbados, but the best one is
It's a home cooked food, I reckon.
Okay, fine.
yeah,
Well,
that-
you got Tahir, Indian behind us. He's part of our commentary team. 15 without loss. Here's Drakes looking for the first wicket. Comes in, bows to Gill. Gill is on the, coming onto the front foot.
I wanna
Finds a
suggest-
delivery that's a bit short and plays it out towards cover with a bit of suspicion, and there's no run. So the third over comes to an end. 15 without loss. Here's Barry Wilkinson.
I want to suggest that if you want to see the best roti, you said Chappelle is the best place to go to. Hillary is with you in the August. Hillary, first of all, congratulations on Chappelle. Continue to do a tremendous job. But you look around and Andrew and Aaron were saying they just can't get enough barbecue bar.
Oh,
We only have two locations right now, one in Warren and one in Rocky, but hopefully there will be a addition to accommodate those further down, I would say on the east
For
side.
maybe south, yeah,
So
southeast.
this is Hillary willing to push this big glass.
he's choked away. Little man out towards cover. A little bit like an Alvin Calituran reading statue, very small, out to cover, comes back for the second and push away in the offside, back for the second to carry India to 70 without loss. Barry?
When you look at how Chappelle is doing, really doing tremendously well. Tell me though about that New York and Boston experience.
Ooh.
Everybody's talking about that.
Yeah.
Yes, that was definitely an amazing opportunity for Chappelle. We took our entire team down to New York, where we served 1,600 complimentary meals.
Say that again, Henry. Say that again, 1,000.
1,600 complimentary meals of some of all of Chappelle's staples. So we really brought the flavor and the island ambiance of Barbados to New York.
You're standing next to someone who's part of that, next to Barbados or the system to go work with them. Was that freshly cooked, I should say, or did you like take the food down, or was that cooked on the spot?
It was all freshly cooked.
Oh,
All
wonderful.
our seasonings, all our ingredients, all the recipes and the secret sauce, and we prepared everything fresh on the spot in the food truck, so they got the freshness and the quality that Chappelle always carries.
18 without loss. Seriously, so he's going to have a Shafak later. As he comes up now, he's into bowl to Gill into this delivery. Gill is across his stump, so more short of a length, pushes up towards that mid-off area. The bowler parries the ball down towards backward point. 18 without loss. Barry.
We had the Chappelle quiz earlier on winner one Chico pack, and then Keith said, all right, how many pieces are in Chico pack? I said, Keith, you should know that back. But tell Keith who doesn't know how many pieces of chicken are in Chico pack.
There are two pieces of chicken. Roll, chips, and a drink.
Chico
More,
pack.
more.
Love that. Well, I like, of course, the leg. I'm a leg man. Are you a leg man as
Same,
well?
same.
Yeah, I can see that. Here, Seals comes up now. He's on his way. He's in bows to Gill. Gill is getting a lift in delivery. Guides it square into the offside down to that backward point area. There's no run. 18 without loss.
Linden is a breast man.
Andrew, what's your favorite piece of the chicken, Andrew?
Well, oh my golly, yeah, you caught me napping there. What favorite piece of the chicken? I'll think about that, Barry. You're not going to trap me on this Thursday in Bridgetown.
So what's suggested is the whole bird.
Well, not do I like that. Of course, it's the big bird like Joe Garner as well. 18 without loss. Here's Seals. We're into over number 4. He looks for the first wicket into bowl to Gill, who's 7 into this delivery. He's covering up to one of the legs that works into the onside down towards the
I'm just trying.
Okay.
I'm not sure that because the time is not too at my end. So maybe the last 2 games is slightly in doubt. But yes, still Guyana, the 3 T20.
Okay,
I will be there.
but if you talk to Barry Wilkinson will ensure their US visa.
Oh my God.
Here's the ball outside the off stump. Is the catch taken? It is.
Brilliant, Mo.
Ball outside and out of the off stump. There was Gill going forward.
But
The
he's not
catch is taken by the fielder
not walking.
coming across from the second step area.
He's not walking.
Gill is not walking. We shall see. But it was a lovely outswinger. A ball that found the outside edge. The catch, well, is claimed. And now they're going to go upstairs. What's your gut feeling there?
I think he did the way he reacted, the fielder reacted, I think he is out. I'm not too sure about that, but I feel that the instant reaction was like that.
Okay, we're going to have a look at this now. Decision pending. Has Seal gotten his first wicket? It was a lovely outswinger. Here we go. We're eyes on the television. Edge found. Let's see where that fielder is. Is the catch taken? Keith, put your glasses on. Have a look at that. Oh,
Brilliantly done.
you think it's gone?
Yes, Brandon King.
Do you think is it Brandon King is the man? Well, he's certainly going to live up to his name, King. It looks to be a clean catch to me on the evidence of what we see on monitor. They're not looking at it again, so that is going to be a lovely catch taken. It was a good old swinger. There was Gill coming for the edge found, and the man from
The land of wood and
the
water.
land of wood and water. I was about to say Akin Saltfish as well. It went down towards second step. The catch is taken 18 for 1. Well done to the West Indies.
Yeah, yeah. But not it is turning out not to be a great series for Shubman Gill because because a lot was expected from him in the Test series. He got a decent score in the last game, last innings in Port of Spain, but another low score in ODI. I think because if you look at his start in 2023, whether he played in IPL, whether he played T20 or ODI.
They've actually stopped him from going off.
Right.
And they're actually still reviewing the catch, so it's not given yet.
Oh.
They're actually reviewing it again, and they've actually not to go off, even though the new batsman is with him. They're actually standing there at the short third man position. So they're looking at this catch again. I'm not quite sure why.
Rasmus is very bad.
Put it on the
Even
ground.
by Maurice or Rasmus.
But,
that's about it.
well, no, they've said that he's not quite sure what was the big delay there at all.
I don't know.
It's not important.
Okay. So you saw it in the monitor. You think he's out?
I thought it was out. If you look at that instantly, I believe that the natural reaction was it was a clean catch. And you saw the reaction of the West Indian fielders.
Yeah. People have been saying, I don't think this is a small crowd, I mean, it's not a big one. It's a decent crowd, really. I mean, things have not gone well for the West Indies, but the crowd has grown quite nicely. Have a look at the Greenwich Lane stand. That's not bad, is it? Reasonable?
Not too bad, but we expected a lot from this.
Oh,
especially
yes,
in
indeed.
India, we are used to 100k, 60k, 70k kind of. So if you
Yeah.
compare from those numbers, you will always find it slightly less crowd.
Well, you're right. So Kishan is about to settle. We want to thank you. I know you've been on for quite a long time. Here's Drakes comes up, he's in and bowls the ball, which is bang on target on that middle stump. Kishan comes right across the stumps and plays the ball up towards mid-off. 18 for 1. Thank you very much indeed for coming in and being very much a part of this commentary team. And any further hits? Has it gone up to about
so
5
much.
million?
Already 1,000 people have liked it.
1,000?
1,000 people have liked it. And
Wonderful.
more than by the time it's
Say hello to them.
I will send you the link, Andrew.
Please
and
do.
Thank you so much. I never thought that I would enjoy as much talking to you.
Right.
It's been a learning
Thank
lesson
you.
for me.
Thank you.
Initially,
And you're also Mason and Guest, a show that I host.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it, of
Yeah,
course. Here's
yeah.
a delivery pitched up, ball by Drakes, played away down towards that mid-off here. I'm told that for the lecture that, of course, our Honourable Prime Minister, you were there, that there were as many as 50 million hits in India. I was told that by Cricket West Indies.
Yeah.
Wow, 50 million
Yeah,
hits.
that should be there because the way she spoke about the West Indies. Because I must tell you, there is a lot of passion way back home. Everybody wants West Indies to do well.
Yes.
Everyone prays. Why? It's just like as I told you, your own friend is struggling. You don't feel happy about that. You just
Here Drakes comes in both to Kishan. On the line of the middle stump, he goes back, pulls the bottom hand away, and pushes with an element of suspicion into the onside. There's no run. 18 for 1. He's kept on 7. We're into over number 4. I'll make that 5. So they require another 96 for victory. The West Indies falling. There was a mixed surrender by the West Indies. You agree with that? West Indies surrendering badly, really.
I would have to.
You'd have to. I like that. All right. So I'll stay with the sound to the end of the over, and by then the hits will go from 1,000 to 1,002. Here we go. And Moti, your Prime Minister, will join. Here's the delivery to the line of the next up. Bowled by Drakes, worked away down to backward square. He's in the second term now. Moti, your Prime Minister. Is he popular?
Modi, very popular. Mr. Modi is very popular, and what I can say, if you look at the way he has come, what he has changed.
Right.
Earlier, India used to be like very elitist, English speaking, everything.
Right.
But he has brought Hindi, the main language, Hindi. Content. So he has, earlier we used to feel inferior, speaking in Hindi, somebody say, oh, he's a Hindi guy, you can't speak proper English. So everything was around so much, we all have been colonized by the British
Right,
and
yeah,
all that.
of course.
So that influence is there. But Mr. Modi, one thing is, and I have no political views. See, I have nothing to do. I'm a sports reporter.
Here's Drake's comes up, bowls a ball on the line of the leg stump. Very well bowled indeed. And the score is kept to 19 for 1.
So a lot of people back home, they find this pride, you know, things are being done in many in Indian ways. Yes, a lot of people have argued that something is not right. You can't just undo all the stuff. We can debate always, you know, in most of the societies when change takes place, some people will agree and disagree. The divide will always be there. But overall, if you see that he is expected to come back again. We don't know. Next year there is a big election.
Here's Drake's in bowls the ball, which is badly lined and just worked away. You just have to get your bat on the outside. The leg stump goes fine behind the keeper. That's gone for 4. A very poor last delivery there from Dominic Drakes. And he's punished. The ball goes away down towards that final area for 4 to carry the score to 23 for 1 at the end of over number 5, which is the latest score at Kensington Oval. I want to thank you for coming and being part of this commentary team.
I must tell you, I have made a record 72 minutes live on my YouTube channel. I have never done that.
Oh, wonderful.
30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Wonderful.
So I will remember this string.
All right, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
let's go back up to Barry Wilkinson. Barry?
तो दोस्तों इस तरह से मेरी टीवी की इंस्टेंट जो है ख़त्म हुई. तो यहाँ पर मैंने आपने देखा होगा करीब 72 मिनट आपसे बात की. मैं कमेंट्री मेरी लाइव चल रही थी तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बात नहीं कर पाया था, आप लोगों का कमेंट नहीं ले पाया था. लेकिन ये जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा मेरे लिए ज़बरदस्त एक्सपीरियंस रहा और आप लोगों से मैं फिर जल्द बात करता हूँ. थैंक यू सो मच.